Hello, and welcome to Safar AI. Today, we travel back to the early 1600s to explore how the Dutch, Swedes, and English began to settle in North America through trade, exploration, and founding colonies like New Amsterdam and Maryland. Let's begin.
Imagine stepping back into the early 1600s. The New World, as North America was called, was a place of adventure, opportunity, and new beginnings. Different European powers, like the Dutch, the French, and the English, saw this vast land as the key to wealth and power. But it wasn't just about the land. It was about trade, resources, and alliances with the Native American tribes who lived there. In 1609, a brave Englishman named Henry Hudson was hired by the Dutch East India Company. His mission? To find a new route to Asia. Instead, he found something else, a mighty river that would later bear his name, the Hudson River. As Hudson sailed further inland, he explored the area that would eventually become New York City and even further north to what we now know as Albany. The Dutch were quick to see the potential in this new land. They were especially interested in the fur trade, which was booming at the time. To secure their place in this profitable trade, they formed close ties with the Iroquois Confederacy, a powerful group of Native American nations. By 1617, the Dutch had built a fort where the Hudson and Mohawk rivers meet, where Albany stands today. Not long after, Dutch settlers began to arrive on a small island called Manhattan in the early 1620s. This island, which they bought from the local Native Americans for what was famously reported as $24, became the heart of the Dutch colony. They named it New Amsterdam. To attract more settlers to the region, the Dutch introduced the patroon system in 1630. This was a type of feudal system where wealthy individuals, known as patroons, were given large estates along the Hudson River. In return, they had to bring at least 50 people to live and work on the land. These patroons had significant power. They could fish, hunt, and even make laws on their lands. But in return, the settlers had to pay rent and give the patroon first dibs on any extra crops they grew. Meanwhile, to the south, another European power was eyeing the land. In 1638, a Swedish trading company, closely connected with the Dutch, tried to set up its own colony along the Delaware River. This settlement, called New Sweden, didn't last long. Lacking the resources to defend and grow their territory, the Swedes were eventually absorbed into the larger Dutch colony of New Netherland, and later into the English colonies of Pennsylvania and Delaware. While the Dutch and the Swedes were establishing themselves in the north, another story was unfolding further south. In 1632, the Catholic Calvert family received a charter from King Charles I of England for a piece of land just north of the Potomac River. This land would become the colony of Maryland. Maryland was unique because it became a refuge for Catholics who were facing persecution in England. The Calverts wanted to create a safe place for Catholics, but they were also interested in making money. To attract more settlers, including Protestants, they offered land to those willing to work it. This strategy worked, and soon Maryland was growing rapidly. However, this growth brought challenges. The settlers wanted a say in how their colony was run, and by 1635, Maryland had its first legislature, where property owners could voice their opinions. The early history of North America is a story of exploration, competition, and settlement. From the Dutch claims along the Hudson River to the founding of Maryland, these early colonies laid the foundation for what would become the United States. The legacy of these settlers lives on in the names of places, the traditions they started, and the complex history they helped to shape.
Thank you for watching. Keep learning with Safar AI. Small steps make big progress.